end of the day, and a lot of people will be tired, but we hope a few more will find their way around here, because I think they are confused and think I'm still in the auditorium. So there's a bit of confusion, but I think our people will come. For those who are already here, I will not keep you waiting. We'll start straight away. Can I request you to sit as straight as possible in the chair so that we can begin with a very calming practice so that we can center ourselves where we are. Closing your eyes gently, becoming aware of how your body is aligned on the chair. Letting your mind start to focus on the breath, being aware of this breath as we breathe in and as we breathe out. Breathing in and breathing out. As you breathe in, be aware of the cool air coming in the nostrils and down into the lungs. As you breathe out, be aware of that same air that is now heated up by the body heat, coming from the lungs up the air passages and out the nose. The cool air being inspired as you breathe in, and the warm air expired as you breathe out. In this state, I shall chant a very beautiful mantra from our Vedic literature, focusing on swasth, salatogenesis, wellness. Bhadram karni vishruniyama devaha Bhadram pashe makshabhiryajatvaha Sthirai ranghai tushtuvaghum shashtanobihi Vyashema devahitam yadayuhu Swasti na indro vrittashvavaha Swasti na pusha vishvaveda Swasti nartaksho bhavishthanemihi Swasti no brahaspatir dadhatu Om Shanti 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 Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om. Begin to rub your palms together, creating a nice gentle heat between the palms. Once your palms are a bit warm, place them over your eyes, letting that warmth percolate from the palms into the eyes and into the whole brain. Let the palms come slightly in front, and in that space start to blink your eyes lightly, blinking. And as you continue to blink, letting your hands coming back down to your lap and coming back to the normal light. So today's session is titled A Yogic Approach to Stress. Why is it titled that way? Because normally when I say stress, we all want to run away from it. Nobody wants to face it. Who has stress? Every living being has stress. Children have stress of a different type. The parents have stress of another type. Students have stress of another type. Organizers have stress of one type. Participants have of another type. Speakers have of a third type. Everybody has stress. So we are never going to escape stress despite our wish to do so. So most people say, can I do yoga and escape stress? Well, the answer is no. Can you escape stress? Well, the only two people who don't have stress, well, one is the dead and second is maybe God. The rest of us, stress is the attached terms and conditions when you are born in small letters. So, what does yoga say? Stress is inevitable, and stress can be understood as two types. One is the good stress. What is the good stress? EU stress. EU stress. And I used to joke that the European Union had EU stress because at one time they were in a very good state. Now even they have lost that EU stress. EU stress means the stress that is good for you. And what is an example? Well, before an exam, the student will study. So whenever people say, oh, stress is bad, I say, can you imagine a school filled with 2,000 school kids and you don't have an exam? Are they going to ever touch the books? So what does that exam do? That exam acts as a catalyst for you to study and do what you are to do to the best of your ability. The same thing. The moment a mic is given to you, you have to try to speak to the best of your ability. It is a eustress. But if every day I start to give a test to those kids in school, every day we say you have a test today, you have a test today, you have a test today. What will happen is that the eustress, which is the good stress, gets converted into what is called distress. That is the negative stress. So the eustress is the good stress. For example, what we use in vaccines, where you are priming the immune system by giving a challenge to it. Now, whether we like vaccines or not is different. It's an example I'm giving. Distress is when you take poison into your system. So, what is the difference between eustress and distress? The difference is attitude. Because the moment I feel something is going to kill me, I go into distress. The moment I feel there is something which is a challenge that I can overcome, I move into eustress. So the difference is, do you perceive the challenge as a mountain or do you perceive it as a molehill? When you perceive the challenge as a mountain, you are pushed into distress because you say, I cannot do it. I am not able to do it. I don't have the capacity to do it. And so you go into distress. But the moment you perceive that mountain as a molehill, you say, okay, fine. I just have to be careful where I put my foot, and you go right over it. This is the change in attitude that yoga talks about. And that is why this session is entitled A Yogic Approach to Stress. We are not escaping stress. We are not running away from stress. We are not trying to avoid it. We are trying to convert distress into eustress. Because that which doesn't kill you will make you stronger. And if it kills you, you're not there anymore. So no stress again. Right? Now it's very easy to say this. But when I'm running to the airport and I get a message that instead of gate 4 where I have been sitting for 1 hour, it is gate 14 and I have 5 minutes to get there and it's going to take me 20 minutes to get there. It is very difficult to have this yogic bhavana of eustress. I also go into distress. We all go into distress. Because we are human. And this is why in Tamil, which is the language of Tamil Nadu from where I come, we say even amrita, the exhale of life, nectar, can become poison when you take too much. We say, alavukku meerinal amritamum nanjagum. Nanju means, you had one student, Nanju konda, one student was there. I remember I met him once. It's a version of Shiva who has taken the poison and has the blue throat. Shastri, yes. See, I remember him. Nanju konda Shastri. Yes, I remember him. A very dynamic, amazing man I met. Nanju. Huh? What is Nanju? Poison. What is Amrita? Immortality. Even the nectar of immortality can kill you when you take too much of it. But today, what do we do in our life? What do we do in the world? I want more. I want more. I want more. And we fall down and we kill ourselves. Because what has happened is we have forgotten that the moment I try to grab something, I get very less. When I grab, I get very less. When I receive, I get more. The difference between distress and eustress. Distress is when I try to grab. I did not get enough food today. I did not get enough people in the audience. I did not get enough money. I did not get enough Instagram likes. I did not. I did not. I did not. And so I go into distress. But if I say, I am happy all of you are here so we can have this session, I have moved into eustress from distress. And for that to happen, for acceptance to happen, for receiving to happen, what we need is gratitude. And that is why gratitude is the key element that enables us to move from distress to eustress. Instead of saying, oh God, I hate you, you have given me this challenge. Thank you, God, for giving me this challenge to help me become a better version of myself. Suddenly, eustress that kills you become distress that kills you become eustress that makes you a better version of yourself. So these are some concepts which I wanted to bring in because there is a very great psychoanalyst, Viktor Frankl, and he went through the Holocaust, survived, and came out with what is called logotherapy. And in that logotherapy, he has written some beautiful books. And he mentions a beautiful statement. He says, the last and final freedom a human being has, the last and final freedom a human being has is to choose the attitude towards whatever happens to them. And in that lies the key between distress and eustress. This was studied by another great social scientist, Aaron Antonovsky. And what he did, a beautiful study, is that he looked at women who had gone through the Holocaust. And because he was Israeli, he looked at the Holocaust survivors and he found that about 55% of women who had gone through the Holocaust had depression. So what is normal research studies doing? I think one of the people asked about research studies there, about Rudraksha and all. Research studies always look at one angle and forget there are other angles. Most research will say, okay, what is the result of your study? 55% of women who went through the Holocaust have depression. So the Holocaust caused depression. This is modern research. He said 45% of the women did not have depression. 45% did not have. They went through the same Holocaust. They had the same challenges. They had the same suffering. But they didn't end up with depression. He said, why? And from his study came out a beautiful term, salatogenesis. And the institute at Pondicherry, which we have, which is the only one in India, there is a center for salatogenesis in University of Zurich in Switzerland. We have an Institute of Salatogenesis Complementary Medicine. Salatogenesis is a term that Aaron Antonovsky coined. So what is salatogenesis? Some of you know me, so you know it. But how many of you know pathogenesis? Pathogenesis? But salatogenesis? Pathogenesis means genesis. What is genesis? To give birth. Okay, genesis. Jananam. In Sanskrita, Jananam. That is why Divine Mother is Janani. Jagat Janani. Genesis of pathology is pathogenesis. Genesis of salutary health is salatogenesis. So, Greek and Latin put together. Salutary is Latin, Genesis is Greek. You bring Latin and Greek together and you have Swasth, which is Samskrita. So they are not too different. You need Latin and Greek to come together to give you a Samskrita term called Swasth. Swasth is the same. Salatogenesis implies you focus on factors that are enabling health and wellness and well-being to manifest rather than focusing only on disease. And as a doctor today in our healthcare system, we have only focused on disease. We are disease care, we are not health care. That is where we are today. And as someone said today, it's not even health care, it is health scare. We have moved to health care. Recently, I heard someone talk about that at Kaivaladama's conference. They say health care has become health scare. It is disease care today. You go in and what is your disease? What test I can run for it? What treatment I can do? That is a distress model. Salatogenesis is a eustress model. It says, how can I help you strengthen your capacity to face the challenge, and by facing the challenge, become a better version of yourself? All the young people go to the gym and they do all this weightlifting. Why? Why do you do resistance training? To strengthen your physical, external, skeletal muscles. This is the gym of life. Every challenge you get is an opportunity to develop your life muscles through your life skills. So salatogenesis has three components. The first, of course, this comes under what we call sense of coherence. Sense of coherence means how much your life makes sense to you. If your life makes sense to you, you are at ease. If your life doesn't make sense, you are at disease. So the first part of sense of coherence, the heart of salatogenesis, is to feel my life is understandable. I can understand my life. I can understand my world. I can understand what is happening. That is the first part. The second part, my life is manageable. My world is manageable. So I can understand my life. I can understand what is happening in my life, in the world around me. I can manage it. Well, great. And the third, my life has purpose. Meaning and purpose is essential for human beings to thrive, not just to survive. Now, if you can understand your life, manage it, and if it has purpose, congratulations, 100% salatogenesis is there because of sense of coherence. But most of the time, when people come to us, both as clinicians, yoga therapists, yoga teachers, counselors, what do you hear? I cannot understand what's happening in my life. That is a common statement. Leads to distress. I cannot manage my life. I don't know what to do. Even if I have 12 hands, I cannot get it done. You know, in South India, Lord Muruga has 12 hands. 6 heads, 12 hands, 12 eyes. Even if I have 12 eyes and 6 heads and 12 hands and 12 eyes, 12 arms and 6 heads like Muruga, I cannot manage. And the third, sir, what is the purpose of life, sir? कोई meaning नहीं है sir, कोई मतलब ही नहीं है. Why should I continue? This is where people come. They come in distress. And this is why at our institute in Pondicherry, we are focusing on helping to people who come to us to learn to understand their life better, manage their life better, and find meaning and purpose in life. That is where yoga comes in. So yoga is not saying run away to the cave, run away to Rishikesh and Haridwar, which are going to give you a lot of distress these days with all the yoga teachers there, 200 hours plus. You know, that's a different issue. The distress I get when I go to Rishikesh, I get distress from seeing the type of yoga institutes we have there. Hamara to distress ho jata. Anyway, sorry. Uday ji will know. He catches on to the best statements I make on my sessions and he repeats it to me. Why do we do at our institute what we do? We utilize yoga as a whole person approach. It is not just asana. It is not just pranayama. It is not just technique. It is understanding the whole person. A whole person approach. And that is what our Indian healing systems, indigenous healing systems, Indian knowledge systems have always had. When you go to Ayurveda Vaidya, when you go to a Siddha Vaidya, they don't say what is your disease. They try to understand who you are utilizing the tools of Prakriti analysis. You have to understand that in our institute, when we offer yoga therapy, we are not just saying, oh, you come in with diabetes, do Matsyendrasana. You come in with hypertension, do Chandranadi Pranayama. I call that yogopathy. It's not yoga therapy, yoga chikitsa, yogopathy. Instead of giving one Dolo 650, I'm saying do Brahmari Pranayama. Instead of amlodipine, do Chandranadi Pranayama. Prescription yoga. It is yogopathy. It is useful for some time, but it is not looking at the whole person. You have to talk to the person. You have to ask them. We take 45 minutes to 60 minutes with each individual care seeker who comes to us. Who are you? When I ask the person, who are you? They say, sir, I am diabetic patient. I'm like, at least tell me your name first. Itna identify ho gaya. They have identified with the diabetes so much, they don't even say the name. They say, I'm diabetic patient, cancer patient, hypertension patient. And dusra, you know what they do? Sir, my diabetes, my hypertension, my asthma. It has become ownership. Huh? And you know, in India, since the day of Mahabharata, once you own something, you don't want to let go of it, even if it is disease. Huh? Good, bad, ugly, I will not let go of it because it is mine, my disease. I say, first, stop saying my diabetes. Say the diabetes, the hypertension, the cancer. It is an unwelcome visitor who you want to kick out of your house as soon as possible. Like, you know, those nosy relatives who come? Like that. हाँ हमारे देश में तो ऐसा है. You have to kick that out. Stop identifying with the disease. You are not the disease. You are an individual. And even modern medicine, you know, it was based on the founding father of modern medicine, William Osler. And you know what he said? He did not say find the disease and treat it. He said a good physician treats the disease. A great physician treats the person who has the disease. Modern medicine has forgotten that also. That is why we need Munna by MBBS. Huh? We need hugging medicine. I do a lot of hugging medicine. Huh? Let people know you value them. Let people know you respect them. And let people know you love them. The 3 mantras given to me by Shailaja today. Value, respect and love. That is what we all want. And if I want it, I should be willing to give it to you. Otherwise, I should not expect it back. Treat others as if you want to be treated. Until you realize, as Ramana was asked, Ramana Maharishi, someone asked him, Ramana, how to treat others? He said, there are no others. We are all one. Now, for Ramana, it is easy. Not for us when that neighbor is parking his scooter in your place. थोड़ा मुश्किल है उस समय, right? Or when, you know, just when you want to get into, you know, the line to get your chapati, somebody else puts the plate first. And the last chapati goes to them. Distress ho gaya. Playway method is useful at all ages. Because we tend to make yoga very serious. We tend to make spirituality too serious. We make it dead serious and then we are dead. So it's very important to lighten up. Spirituality is light, life. Now, when we talk about this distress, eustress, we have a lot of anxiety that comes out of it. And I remind people a lot that when you are thinking of the past, and we do that a lot in our country, we're thinking of the past, he did that, she said that, if only they did not do that. This tyranny of the past. There's one tyranny of the past. What happens? The more you think of the past, the more depressed you get. Because that is just how the human wiring is. We keep on thinking of what could have been, and we get depressed. The second problem is we think of the future. In psychology, they call it the tyranny of the should. What should happen? How you should be. How everything should be. Anxiety. So either you go into anxiety when you think of the future, you go into depression when you think of the past. So what is the safe zone? The present. And that is why the more we come to the present moment, and that is what the whole of yoga is. When you move in the asana, move in the present. You didn't do your asana. You don't say, now do dharmic asana yesterday. Do dhanurasana tomorrow. You are doing it now. You are in the present moment. When I say breathe, we are breathing in the present moment. When I say focus on your breath or focus on your body or look at a point as you do an asana, you are bringing the mind to the present moment and anchoring it through consciousness. The moment you do that, neither are you going on to the depression part of the spectrum or the anxiety part of the spectrum, because you will start to see things clearly. And this is where you move from the mountain to the molehill. Say this is a molehill and I put my nose down here. It's going to seem as big as the whole universe. Why? Because my nose is next to the molehill. When I remove my nose from it and I look from here, I say, this is just a molehill. Just go around it and khatam ho gaya. Problem solved ho gaya. But what we are doing, our nose is always in the mud. And if your nose is in the mud, the only thing you can do is smell the dirt. Nothing else. We need to move out of that. And I used to say bird's eye view perspective. Now I say satellite view perspective. And that is why God is never having stress. Because from where God is, everything looks very nice. And you look at those photos from outer space, Earth is not even a dot, okay? What are we? Earth itself is not just a dot. Half of the photos from outer space, you cannot even see Earth. Think of God as a human being or as a being. For me, there are multiple ways I look at God, universe, nature, consciousness. You call it whatever, intelligent design. Imagine sitting out there and you see everything and everything looks fine. So, God is busy playing his latest video game. Or her latest video game. Please remember, Indian culture has always given us God as male, female, or beyond male, female, person, non-person, or beyond it. And Indian culture is the only one where you can be a Nastika, an atheist, and still be part of the system. Amazing. That perspective is so wide, so wide. The wider your perspective, the less stressful it is. And this is why something that really felt bad when you were in school, today you can look back and laugh about it. You can crack a joke about it. At that time it seemed, my whole life is gone, what will I do? Now you're like, why I was so stupid and I thought everything was finished. Actually, I ended up with something better. Especially in relationships, you may have those type of situations, right? You never know what the past had. So what is the key here? The key is changing the perspective. So to change the perspective, a very simple practice I often teach is based on what is called Brahma Mudra. And what we do is, from the seated position, you could usually do it seated. As I breathe in, I move my head to the right. And as I breathe out, I make a sound. I then move my head to the left side. And I come back to the center with the sound. So, oo. And then I lift my head up. Don't backbend, just the head lifting. And the sound now is E. And then the last part, I bring the chin down to the chest. And so 4 movements, 4 directions. In, sound. Sound is on the exhalation. In, exhalation. In, exhalation. In, exhalation. Each time, what am I doing? I am going away from my perspective. When people fight, what do they say? In my view. According to me, from where I see it. Yeah, because you are seeing it from here. What all of you are seeing here in the same room is different than what I am seeing. Because of where I am standing and where you are standing. That is why it is the point where we stand, which in legal terms is called locus standi. Where do you stand? And you are making this point of view. So what are we doing when we do this? I am understanding, oh my God, there's this entire wall here with that speaker. Then I say, oh my God, that entire wall with some chairs. Oh, there's even a roof. Wow, look at that, how white it is. And wow, look at that floor. It is so beautiful and red like the Mooladhara. Now when I'm looking here, I have not seen this, 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 and I'm locked in this view. The more I am locked in the view, a single view, the more stressed I will be when any other view comes in front of me. But the moment I expand my perspective, I am starting to include different perspectives, but each time I come back to the center. You never end up here. You never end up here. So I am going away from my perspective, and now when I come back, in this perspective, I include this also. In this perspective, this also, this also, this also. And suddenly my perspective is enhanced because it is expanding. So the molehill, which seemed like a mountain, now starts to be seen as a molehill. Or even if it is a mountain and you expand enough, you start to see it as a molehill, which means you can deal with it objectively. You will know what to do and you will go into eustress rather than distress. Let us try this a few rounds. So just sitting comfortably, try to be in a position where don't turn the whole body, only the head. And each time we are breathing, breathing plus movement is psychosomatic balancing. Anything in yoga where you move with the breath and you are mindful, it is a psychosomatic balancing, harmonizing practice. Okay, so let's first breathe out in the center. Now turning to the right as you breathe in. Turning to the left as you breathe in. Breathing in, lifting the chin up. Breathing in, lowering the chin to the chest. A second round, breathing in to the right. Breathing in to the left. Breathing in, lifting the chin up. Breathing in, lowering the chin to the chest. A third and final round. Breathing in to the right. Breathing in to the left. Breathing in, lifting the chin up. Breathing in, lowering the chin to the chest. Sitting quietly with your eyes closed and just contemplating the central perspective. Is a practice where we'll again use sound and for which we are going to stand up and we release anxiety from the abdomen, the chest, the throat. We use sounds of ha, 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 then ho, 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 he, 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 he. Okay? Then we are going to be aware of the survival instinct, which is the me, 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 causing all the stress. Come to the front of the head, which is the intellect, the. And then we realize Sarvam Brahmamayam, everything is just Maya, and we throw it all out and we say, go, 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 go. Okay, so we are going to do this. This is the best way to get rid of performance anxiety at the abdomen, relationship anxiety at the chest, positional anxiety, this self idea that, oh, I am so great and they are offending me. All of that, you get rid of it here by going, he. Stop focusing on the me. Think of the the, and go, 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 go. Both hands. I'm not doing both hands because I'm using the mic. Next time I come, I'll do my sadhana and have a siddhi. That the for now, please stand up. Okay. Okay. So here we go. Ha 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 ha. Ho 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 ho. He 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 he. Me 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 me. Dhi 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 dhi. Go 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 go. Ha 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 ha. Ho 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 ho. He 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 he. Me 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 me. Dhi 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 dhi. Go 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 go. Ha 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 ha. Ho 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 ho. He 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 he. Me 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 me. Di 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 di. Go 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 go. Thank you everyone so much for being with me today. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Bhavanani. That was a wonderful, I think, another round of appreciation. Maybe go. Yeah. Thank you so much for taking our stress out and our tiredness for the whole day working here. And ladies and gentlemen, this is the close of PILF.